Yuichiro Hanma, the strongest character in all of Baki. He appeared after both Yujiro and Baki revealed their demon backs in their wild fight. The ogre, like everyone else, was left stunned by his ghost-like appearance. Have we ever seen Yujiro make a face like this? He proceeds to question his father about why he's here. The anime makes it seem like Yujiro is more so scared, while the manga more so enraged. This is due to the intensity of the speech bubbles here. However, what Yuichiro states remains the same. He is both surprised and saddened that Yujiro is struggling in this fight, or as the manga states, fighting against a child, yet you still have so much trouble, which for a change is someone actually talking shit to Yujiro rather than the other way around. This is pretty much the narrative based reasoning for Yuichiro being the strongest. But context about him as a character is very important to consider, mainly him being the exact opposite of Yujiro in every way, and the father-son relationship the Hanma family seems to have. When it comes to feats and showings, he was on this small island that was hit with over 1,000 tons of ammunition. This includes bombing from the sky and sea, showing no damage sustained at all, and him destroying the American military, attacking them with one technique, that being dress, using their bodies as a weapon to just chuck them around like bullets, destroying them all, then continuing to attack the boat with his demon back activated, resulting in such immense fear from the entire crew that they jumped overboard. Unfortunately, some of this was actually cut from the anime, mainly him throwing the bodies around and taking them out. Regardless, without a doubt, this is one of the most impressive feats throughout the entire Buckyverse. Take note, a nuke was never dropped. They almost did, however, meaning Yuichiro was such a threat they considered even nuking him. When it comes to the technique that he used, that is something Yujiro even has respect for, claiming that it was really strong, or something that he's proud of, so much so that he wanted to test it out and pretty much show Baki what it was. However, all this is good, but there is one thing that may put Yuichiro down quite a bit. In Doppo Orochi's side manga, we see him encounter the demon and land a kick. This actually results in Yuichiro to claim he broke his jaw with this kick. Of course, this is a much younger and weaker Doppo compared to the main series. This is proven by the spin-off itself and various material in the main manga that I covered in this video. But the purpose of this scene was mainly to highlight that even though Yuichiro doesn't like to show it, but he's glad that there's some people out there who know how strong he really is and what he's truly capable of. Today's video is sponsored by the Mad Lads at War Thunder, the single most advanced combat vehicle orientated PvP game there is. You can use 2,000 tanks, helicopters, planes and ships that span over 100 years of development to compete throughout this immersive experience and play for free on PC, Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, or the previous console generations. Having incredible graphics and detail in 4K resolution to have a more dynamic and intense experience. Personally, the connections War Thunder provides with all the vehicles across the land, sea and sky makes this game something special, and it's free on all these major platforms. I hope you don't miss out on this special experience and the special bonus for everyone watching. When using my link found in the description, you get all these unique and helpful items that push War Thunder above all competition. This includes the exclusive anime body pillow, with War Thunder even providing anime voice pack mods to enhance your experience even more. Thank you to War Thunder. Now back to the might of Yuichiro Hanma. Our Giga Chad is simply just humble. Thus, is he the strongest in the verse? I would say no. Yujiro, based on everything in the manga, has much more evidence that he's still number one, and that little interaction between the two is nowhere enough to completely persuade me or get me to go on his side. Hopefully we learn more about him in the future of the manga, but I went into full detail about why I believe Yujiro is stronger in this video here. If you still believe Yuichiro is the stronger one, let me know your reasoning down in the comments. I would love to hear them. Also, if you like Bucky content, make sure to subscribe to the Mysterious Weird YouTube channel, that's what I provide here. Now onto the remaining crazy hot takes. Oliver solos Jack high diff. So currently in the manga, I disagree with this. I do however think the fight would be close, but I believe Jack would be the victor. I could probably make a whole dedicated video regarding this, as these two did defeat Sukune in a similar difficulty. Of course, Sukune was much more injured in his Oliver fight rather than when he fought Jack. However, Bucky absolutely manhandled the likes of Sukune, and Jack is set up to fight Bucky and potentially narratively be on his level, so I would put Jack as the victor for this currently. After the Jack arc, they're probably going to bring in the prisoners, or maybe even clone back an ancient Hanma or Yuichiro. Personally, I don't think the prisoners are ever going to return in the main manga. Of course, it would be cool. The time we got to see them at the end of a previous season was actually adapting a spin-off manga, 5 chapters dedicated to the 5 prisoners. That hasn't continued since it got released and was only done for more so promotion of the anime, as that's when Netflix started adapting Bucky. Clones, I don't think we really need any more in the Buckyverse. An ancient Hanma would be cool, but we kind of already got the ancient character in Pickle. Yuichiro could very well be dead, but a flashback or even a whole side manga dedicated to him would be absolute fire. Sometimes I think that Pickle might be a Hanma in the first Hanma. Imagine Pickle unlocking Demon Back. This is a common theory amongst the fandom, but for what we've been told throughout the series, there's nothing really pointing to it or confirming it, apart from a few instances where Pickle reminded Bucky of his father Yujiro. We did also get similar things for the likes of Musashi from Bucky's perspective as well, so you can't really say too much about that. If it was revealed, I think it would be quite fire, and imagine how strong Pickle would be with a Demon Back insanity. Musashi coming back wouldn't be a good choice plot wise. I agree, he's had his whole arc. Yes, the ending and certain fights were cut short and pretty much disappointed the entire fandom, but there was a reason it was done like that, wanting to preserve the respect Musashi has in pretty much Japanese culture. You can't have, all the Bucky characters just beating him up, so they pretty much made him a character on Yujiro and Bucky's level, having inconclusive fights with both of them. Only Yujiro and Yuichiro would survive a nuke. The rest of the cast, except maybe Pickle, would die, including Bucky, and Musashi could survive too, maybe. If you don't know, there's a character profile statement pretty much confirming that Yujiro is above nukes, and we've got multiple of these statements throughout the series that he's above nukes. Of course, there's subtle little reasons for him being claimed above nukes, outside of course the character profile one, which claims he's just above them. Yuichiro, a lot of people are misinformed saying that he did survive a nuke. He did survive multiple bombings and crazy amounts of ammunition thrown at him, but they never used a nuke on him in his flashback. Hanayama never having a grip off against Sukune is a crime. Absolutely agree. Sukune is introduced as a character who could potentially have the strongest grip strength in the entire Buckyverse. Why not put him against the other character who's been known for his insane grip strength since the early days of Bucky, Hanayama? They were fighting on the same side in the sumo tournament. Hanayama destroyed his sumo opponent. We had Oliver fight Sukune twice. We had Bucky fight Sukune twice. We should have given Hanayama that shine he deserves. And honestly, he may be able to actually beat Sukune but lose in the grip strength department. Jack unlocks Demon Back. That is exactly what all of us want to see. Kaku is above Jack, Sukune and Oliver. So I disagree. Kakukara is very outdated when it comes to current Bucky standards. All the main cast of characters have gotten much stronger since that arc. Of course, we've only really seen him fight the likes of Yujiro. Yujiro at that point has been getting stronger and stronger, like all the other characters. Kaku, of course, could have gotten stronger, but we haven't actually seen this portrayed in the manga. So I think all 3 of them would actually defeat Kaku in a fight, but they wouldn't be like low divs per se. His skill and experience would play a part, and he does have some of the most broken techniques in the whole series, but stat-wise he isn't really there currently, so these 3 I think would defeat him. And now something on the opposite spectrum. Yuichiro isn't even top 7 in the verse based on feats and statements. Pretty much what I just talked about, but due to my own bias and kinda looking at what he did in that short time we've seen him, I would probably place him in the top 10 just for like narrative of who he is. Once again, another Hanma, but from what we've seen, feats and statement wise, he may not be there. Oliver should have a fight with Pickle in about 100 chapters. That would be cool. Bucky pretty much imagined this fight when he was fighting Pickle during his arc. Pickle recently returned in the manga. Oliver got his redemption on Sukune, so these two fighting would be absolute fire. Retsu's isekai is more entertaining than recent Baki. Outside of all the Jack stuff, when you look at Sukune's story and just Sumo stuff, I would kinda agree. If you haven't checked out the Retsu isekai so far, it's still ongoing and, you know, quite unique and honestly fire. If you're a Retsu fan, you'll definitely enjoy it, but the Jack arc is coming, that'll be much better. Jack vs Sukune, top 5 fights in the entire series. Potentially, the hype that actually went into that fight was one of the best experiences as I guess someone part of the fandom and actually talking about the chapters week to week, or more so release to release. It was kind of my first time pretty much making videos when a major fight was about to occur in the Bucky series. The hype from the Jack fans, which includes me, was next level, and the moment where he actually won and got his redemption was quite peak. So as a fan, it's probably top 5 moments, but as a fight itself, I probably wouldn't put it in the top 5, but it was quite fire. Kaku has no business being in anyone's top 5 anymore, even top 10. You could maybe make an argument for top 10, but definitely not top 5, not even close. Motobe with Prep is top 5. During the Masashi arc, yes, but I have a feeling once we get Jack's rematch against him, we're going to have a different perspective of Motobe, and he does have a tendency to kinda come out of nowhere and be relevant for a little bit, then completely disappear, and I get the feeling Motobe may be going down even if we consider his prep time. Gaia is a Shiba victim. Most definitely, Gaia fought a 13-year-old Bucky and lost, and Shiba fought Bucky right before his Yujiro fight. Didn't have any chance of winning, but did decently well to some degree. Of course, Gaia's gotten much stronger since then, but from what we've seen in the series, Shiba should be the victor in this fight. Bucky versus Jack could end up being a better fight than Bucky versus Yujiro. I would want it to be a better fight. We've already had Bucky versus Jack at the end of the Maximum Tournament, and to this day, it's definitely one of the greatest fights in the whole Bucky series. But the build-up, scale, and length of the Bucky versus Yujiro fight, I don't think anything will really top that in the future of the Bucky story, unless of course we get a Jack vs Yujiro crazy fight as well. In this next arc, Jack will surpass Masashi. If we actually got confirmation in the series that this is the case, that would be quite unexpected. Of course, scaling wise, it would make sense, so can't wait for it to happen. Hanayama above the likes of Jack, Oliver, and Pickle. Quite a spicy take, probably the hottest take in today's video so far. I don't really think he'll be able to defeat current Jack, but him being stronger than Oliver, I would kinda give it to him. Once again, a same tier of character, and stronger than the likes of Pickle. In the Masashi arc, I would say it's possible, but currently we can't really say. Pickle will be looking absolutely next level. The Masashi arc had the best paneling as well as the best art in the series. Definitely one of the best. I'm currently in the middle of rereading it and can confirm it's absolutely peak. And now a big one for our boy Dev. Sukune was a wasted character with a lot of potential. It's a shame the Sumo arc was so bad. Potential, yes. If he does play a part in the future of the story, maybe like returning after 200 or so chapters, that would be something, but from what we've seen, he is quite disappointing. Katsumi needs way more respect. He should be more than just a background character right now. Definitely agree. He literally has another main character's arm and is pretty much representing both Retsu and himself in the story, and even Dopper in a way, so Katsumi definitely needs more shine. If Bucky had a rematch with Masashi, Bucky would still win. I personally disagree, but it would be a high tier fight. Retsu's death was really unnecessary. If he were still alive, he'd likely be taking down fighters like Sukune. Personally, I don't think he's stronger than the likes of Sukune, and I don't think his death was 100% unnecessary. Ever since his fight against Pickle, Retsu was kinda on a downward spiral. Even going into that fight, it was kinda weird. Jack would have won against Motobe if he went serious from the start. He took too much damage while not going all out. Jack kinda was going for the win ever since the start. It's more so the prep time Motobe put into that fight countered everything Jack was going to do. Yes, he took damage in the early parts while not potentially going absolutely 100%, but he was definitely serious and honestly just got outplayed. Current Jack and the majority of top tiers would know the grappler Bucky Yujiro. The only reason he seemed so strong was because the other characters were so weak. Pretty much agree. Once again, this character is getting stronger as the series has progressed. This includes Yujiro, just because one of the most insane feats of him stopping the earthquake happened in the flashback of Grappler Baki. Doesn't mean Yujiro currently is weaker than that. Every character has gotten stronger. Yujiro literally has statements that he just gets naturally stronger every day. Yuichiro is overrated, agree. Katsumi is probably Jack level. I think their fight in the Jack arc is going to be a higher fight. It'll definitely be closer to Jack's level than most people really expect. Koren Doppo and Goki beat Kaku, potentially agree. Baki has no enemies, I guess so. Full power Baki Masashi is probably not as close as people think. Baki wins. I do think it would be high diff, but Baki winning I agree with. And now the final hot take in today's video. Jack dies at the end of his arc, coming to the amount of steroid abuse his body has taken. This would be sad, but honestly kinda perfect. Imagine in an all-out fight against Yujiro Hanma, he puts fear into Yujiro in the final moments, getting so close to actually defeating him in some way, and then pretty much his heart is stopped due to all the abuse he's done to his body. We see him drop, we see everyone absolutely stunned, including the likes of Yujiro. Imagine that's the way Jack actually goes out. Honestly, it would be peak beyond belief. So what are you doing? War Thunder is free to play on all these platforms and you're still not signed up? Use my link below and register. Get yourself a massive bonus pack with vehicles, premium time, bonuses, and a 3D body pillow. I better see all of you flood the game with the anime themed vehicles. Thank you for War Thunder for sponsoring today's video. Check out the other stuff in the description. Shout out to these mad lads. That's it guys. Peace.